Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Bell,
Here.
Curran,
Here.
Freeling,
Present.
Harrison,
Here.
Hinkleman,
Here.
Ott,
Here.
Pittsford,
Here.
Tyler, here, Borath,
Here.
Werfel, here, Yarborough, Elliott. You have
Here.
12.
Okay, minutes. Any changes? If not, is there a motion to approve the minutes as submitted by the clerk?
Support.
Moved by Ott, supported by Pitchford. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Minutes are approved. Madam Clerk, I understand we have communications.
You do. You have one, Southwest Michigan members, tune in, visit Southwest Michigan Southwest Michigan is on the air. Email received 2/12/2026.
What does that mean?
So they have their new radio station. It's 106.1 and it's 24 hours of Southwest Michigan information,
Oh,
tourist information.
okay. Good to know. All right, public comments about the resolutions. We've got, what, fewer than 10, it looks like. Do you have anything to say about the resolutions and the resolutions only at this point? Now is your time. Hearing nothing, we'll go to the consent calendar. No one's asked to pull anything. Is there a motion to approve the consent calendar as submitted?
Support.
Moved by Bell, supported by Pitchford. Any discussion? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Bell,
Yes.
Curran,
Here.
Freeling,
Yeah.
Harrison, Hinkleman,
Yes.
Ott, Pittsford,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Borath,
Yes.
Werfel,
Yes.
Yarborough,
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes. We'll go to committee reports, finances, first on the list.
I've been asked to give the report for chairperson. So anyway, we started out with waiver authorizations and there was a waiver that needed done from the road department on a couple of the heated pot patchers that we have, and we were in favor of that, but there was some question that I guess admin wanted to see it, and you guys are all right with that now? We understand because we haven't signed that waiver yet. And based on that, the clarification that you've apparently got, Jim, and
Yes, that's correct. And Mark also came down and talked to us about that as well.
All right.
So we're
But-
good with moving that forward.
All right, so what we can do is that you signing it now. Okay, so the waiver's approved. It's all taken care of. All right, so then we did some bid openings. All the bid openings that we had were for material for the roads and for work that was to be done on the roads. We moved those forward to the road department for them to purview and take a look at. Some pretty big discrepancies in there, so they'll have their hands full enough looking those over at this point in time. The resolutions, there were two resolutions. One was to move forward, as you guys know, that we're moving forward on that property that we own in Three Oaks now that involved the Schwark Drain. And that property, there's a developer that wants to put housing units on a portion of that property, I believe about 12 acres, and then 20 plus acres in the back. It's not utilizable for them. And so the plan was to donate that to the Three Oaks Village. And we actually called Dan back to have him talk to us about that because we wanted to make sure that that as we move forward on that, you'll see that next week, we can't create a landlocked piece. And Dan said, we're all set, so we're all set. Terry?
Just for clarification, because I had a few questions, the purchase price has not changed. They are purchasing that 12 acres for the price that was agreed upon. It is simply that they are donating those other 24 acres back, or letting the county keep those 24 acres for us to consider.
Yeah, I appreciate that clarification. So nothing has changed as far as the information that you have and the amount of money the county will procure for that piece of property moving forward. So, and then we had, see, the other resolution was for, help me. We paid the bills and, Very important, the county administrator position itself, as far as filling the vacancy. So somebody had to initiate it. It came to finance, and we want to make sure that nobody's feelings are hurt about this, but the resolution came to finance about hiring the Michigan Association of Counties, the Michigan Leadership Institute, to begin the search, to come back to the full board. All right. Their fee for this service is for $9,560. Okay, that's what they charge to do, to get it lined up, with direct expenses not to exceed $1,250. And this resolution will come to you next week. And so, it came to finance to put this forward. And so I don't know if it should have come out of personnel, but it came to finance to do this. And so we move forward with this resolution. Ultimately, this comes back to the full board where it belongs. It's just who initiates this. So we started there, and I hope that's agreeable with everybody. So, all right. And it, because I don't know how, Annette really didn't know how else to go about it, I think, when we talked about it. So
Ma'am,
On the job description, then who's in charge of writing the job description? Because I noticed we don't have online a job opening for the position. And then I hear on the streets, people say, I've applied for this position. I was like, how?
Mr. Chair, can I have Annette just quickly explain to everybody what she explained to us? Annette, would you?
So I was just gonna say, so the last time that we did this and we hired a firm to assist with the search of the county administrator, it was up to a mechanism that we're no longer utilizing. And so that was the reason why we didn't have a preset way to doing this. And I figured that PHSC is obviously gonna be involved in a whole lot of the rest of this aspect. It was just a matter of getting the contract approved with the vendor so that we can move forward with the requisition and get that timeline moving forward.
And because it involved money, it came to us, and so that's where it started, and so it's not so we just wanted to make sure that everybody, it would initiate the process, and if the process is not something that you wish to be initiated in, then next week when this resolution would come forward, then would be the time to have that dialogue about it, so.
sir,
At our committee meeting, PHS, we discussed reviewing the job description as well as the contract for the administrator. So we'll be working on that now.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
that's what I want to hear.
yes, sir.
Just to clarify, once you have MAC in place and hired them, then will it go on our website as an opening and they contact MAC? Or does it not go on our website at all?
I think
How
that
does
would
that-
probably be what Bob would work through
Yeah.
at that point in time.
Yeah, it's not MAC, they referred us to this other organization.
Michigan Leadership Institute.
So.
So it'll be posted on our website as an
but it-
opening?
Yes.
And
that's
then they
correct.
contact them direct?
Yep.
Very good, thank you.
So I hope that's clear. And other than that, sorry to take so much time up. Thank you.
A question about the Schwark property. Did we deed the 12 acres and we currently retain title to the property that we're looking to donate to the village? Is that right?
No.
No?
Mr. Chair, the property as of right now, the entire property is owned by the county. This just amends the purchase agreement so that instead of the entire 30-some acre parcel, only 12 acres will be purchased by the new buyer. So title to the remaining portion will remain with the county. It's likely that we may end up donating it prior to closing anyway.
Donating to,
To the village
The
of
village.
Three Oaks, yeah.
do we know if they've been approached?
They have, I have not been a part of those discussions, but Dan said that he talked to them and that they were receptive to that.
Okay,
And I think that the way I understood it to work is that we can't create a landlocked parcel. So they have to go hand in hand or our piece before the developed piece.
ma'am.
After having the discussion in the brownfield, I brought it up to admin committee. So I was curious whether the village or the township of Three Oaks placed any money into the drain system. Because it would show a buy-in to the project. But at this time, I haven't got it answered, and I just went to them prior to this meeting
Yeah,
to
I
find
don't-
out.
I
if
don't think
any-
they did.
They didn't believe so, but I wanted them to review it.
Ma'am,
And to add to that, yeah, I'm really disappointed that moving forward in that direction, just because we bailed Three Oaks out of that property and we took a big hit on that in the sale of it to Alan Edwin. And just to then turn around and donate it back, that there should be some kind of dollars from Three Oaks. And it doesn't have to be the difference in what we sold it to Alan Edwin. I'm not looking for that. Because I knew when we bought it that the value of it was not the value that we paid. But Three Oaks should have some kind of investment into helping with what the rest of the county did to bail them out.
ma'am,
I'm trying to jog my memory of where the discussion landed with community development. I do know that Dan said the conversations are very much early on, and that he had heard comments and concerns from this board of seeing what that donation may be. A donation doesn't mean necessarily free. So those conversations are going on between our staff to the staff of Village of Three Oaks, is my understanding.
Mr. Chair, can I just add a little bit? Just to be clear, the resolution that went through finance and that will come to the board next week bears no mention of any there's no donation agreement built into that. There's no discussion of the what happens to the remainder of the parcel. The addendum really just covers the sale of only the 12 acres. And the addendum does say that sale is contingent upon an approved parcel split by the local municipality. So something will have to happen with that other parcel, whether it's a donation to an adjacent parcel owner or a sale to an adjacent parcel owner or a split that's approved because access is provided through an easement or some other way. None of that is final based on this resolution. The only thing the resolution is covering is the addendum that shrinks the amount that's being purchased by Alan Edwin and makes it contingent upon some kind of parcel split happening. So those discussions don't need to be had right now.
would the split be approved by the township?
Yes.
Okay, more to come. Any other questions? Let's go.
Been a
to-
long process.
Yes, let's go to VHS.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We also met this morning, reviewed and approved an advanced step hire request for the Register of Deeds. Also heard her update, and that was very informative. And note, I want to make special note of the amount of money that the Register of Deeds puts into the general fund. It is significant, and that's through the fees and charges that their office by statute levies. So a good presentation. We had a couple of resolutions from both from the Health Department. You'll see those next week. And then we had a discussion about the administrator search and the contract and the job description. And then also we talked about the contracts for services from Gallagher for the HR department. And so those are under study and there'll be some changes made with those. And I think that pretty much covered it.
Questions for PHS?
I guess the only thing I would also note, I apologize for not being with you last week, but I would strongly urge not only the commissioners, but also anyone else listening to make sure you get your shingles vaccines. And don't not do that because the ramifications are pretty significant.
How many years are those good for?
Well, based on having all of my shingles vaccines and the most recent one about 5 or 6 years ago, that might be the shelf life
Okay.
for them. So,
Good to know.
and so they have note, which is rather strange. I have 2 sisters. We all had shingles at the same time.
Hmm,
One in,
right?
and we've had it twice, which is rare. One lives in Taos, New Mexico, the other in Los Angeles, and we don't see them. So it's,
Sympathetic reactions.
well, I'm not that sympathetic of my sisters, to be honest, so I don't know, that'd be,
Spoken like a true brother.
that would conclude my review.
Yeah, Andrew?
Thank you, Mac. We had the prosecutor on our agenda today, but we did have a couple of extra guests. First was Dan Fetty. I asked Dan to please stop down and talk to admin if they had any questions about the transportation presentation this morning. And so we had a good discussion with Dan. After Dan, Mark Heiliger from the road department wanted to talk to us about a resolution. This is to demolish the Three Oaks garage. By consensus, we said it was okay, although I have not had an opportunity to read any of the attached documents, nor to talk about it with Thaddeus or Mike. I intend to do that within a short period of time. And then I'll sign off on it as well if everything looks okay. Mark also brought to our attention that right now in the works is Baroda, the village of Baroda is in the process of dissolving. And there have been conversations about what to do with their roads within the village. And basically what I told Mark is any conversations he has with them says contingent upon what the Board of Commissioners wants to do, that he can't speak for us and he's not, he understands that. And we have a practice, we do not have a policy on accepting roads into the county road system. We're developing that policy now. So we'll hopefully have that policy shortly. So I think there will be more discussions between Mark and the Village of Baroda. And in fact, Dan Fetty was still in the room when we had this conversation. And Dan said that the Village of Baroda, they're gonna have to talk to a lot of other entities that are gonna impact this decision. So we encouraged Mark to cooperate with the village, tell them whatever they need to know as far as their roads, streets. Because Dan then went into, you got water, you got sewer, you got a whole lot of other things that are gonna have to be dealt with. So Mark brought us up to speed on that, and that was our advice back to Mark. And then he said at 1 o'clock today, he's meeting with Whiteman to hopefully enter into a contract for road engineer. We gotta have a road engineer sign off and certify these drawings and whatnot, so he's gonna take care of that today. Then we had our county prosecuting attorney, Amy Bird. She said that they are going to start using a statute that hasn't been used. It's been on the books for a long time, but hasn't been used. And it's to get reimbursement for certain crimes. And she says after someone is convicted, they can apply to get reimbursement for some of the expenses for those convictions. So they're gonna start using that. No anticipation of how much that's gonna generate. And if they do get something, I understand it just goes back into the general fund. And then they can put it towards their Christmas party or something, Mike, I don't know.
No.
So, anyway, and she said she's got 2 vacancies. She has 2 vacancies that she has yet to fill, and she's had a little bit of difficulty, filling them because of the position and because of the pay, a lot of other things. And she said that their office raised $6,100 for the Michigan Children's Special Olympics Fund. So that is all from the prosecutor's office. We have a couple of resolutions for you the next time we get together. 147 is to authorize a change in our trash hauler. 150 is to apply for the EOC through the State Police and Emergency Management, $4,250. And last week I reported that we had a property use request for the courthouse parking lot on March the 28th. We have communicated with the city of St. Joe. We got a response back from them. There are no conflicts. They don't have events planned that day. So we approved, that request for, the No Kings Rally for March the 28th. And that is our report.
Questions? Ma'am?
Just a point of clarification. Commissioner Kern said that the village of Baroda is dissolving. That is within my district. They have created a commission based on a petition received from citizens. The commission is going to come up with a plan on whether or not disincorporation makes sense for the village. And so I just want that to be clear, that they are not necessarily going to dissolve. They are looking at the idea of what that might be and what the impacts would be to those different jurisdictions. So,
Thank you for clarifying that.
yes,
And like I say, Dan was still in the room.
absolutely.
And he also clarified that there is a commission or a committee put together. And that's actually who Mark and the road department is going to work with, is this group. So I thank you for that, Commissioner.
Between the two comments of the dissolving of the village and a Christmas party for the prosecutor's office, I thought, wow, you've made some good sound bites there, Commissioner Kern.
Well, and that and the prosecutor's Christmas party, I mean, yeah, I'm on a roll this morning.
Thank you.
That's been going on for years.
The meeting with Whitman about an engineer, is that going to be done under a contract?
Yes,
And
Yes.
that'll go
And-
to corporate counsel?
yeah, and until we hire one, in the meantime, we have to have those droids certified. And that's what Whitewood will do for us
Okay.
in the interim.
Okay, John?
I know you got to do what you got to do for stopgap for an engineer, but we've had these discussions on and off and just kind of flirted with the idea, but both the drain office and the road department have need of an engineer, and a lot of cases, they're such a very expensive portion of the project, and I don't know in-house what it looks like, but my guess is, and I can't speak to this, but my guess is that going outside and then bringing them in for individual projects to be very pricey. And I don't know if there's anything that the county can do to have a county engineer to do this, to do some of these projects that would, busy is not what I'm worried about, and understaffed is what I would be worried about here for taxpayer value, to try to do it in-house and hire engineers. I don't know what that looks like, but I know that in the past, it's been one of the most expensive portions of some of the drain projects that we've had out there, more expensive than the shovels in the ground. So it's a thought that we've flirted with in the past. So as you guys move forward with the discussion on what you're going to do, I don't know if that's a long-term or a short-term solution to where you're at, but I believe it's something that we could do to add taxpayer value if there were a way to house that service. And certainly you'd have to ask the drain commissioner, road department head, and the people about what their needs are. But I think it's a conversation that should be had, to me.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments regarding admin's report? Okay, we'll go to commissioner reports and we'll go clockwise.
As you know, I attended the Brownfield Redevelopment Authority with fellow commissioners, and we discussed the Three Oaks Schwartz Drain property, which we kind of covered earlier. We also talked about potential new project in Lake Township on California Road over by the middle school. Also talked about 3 additional properties in Royalton Township for redevelopment. Out of the 3, one of them would not be seeking brownfield credits. Also, we approved the promissory note for Harbor Shores, which is the modern plastics property. And we also approved the reimbursement of Harbor Shores parcel 1 and 2. Also yesterday, I attended the Berrien County Mental Health Authority. It was my first meeting there. I had my orientation. It was very interesting. The topic of SWIMBA came to light. And from everything what happened last year, they were looking at making SWIMBA not a government agency, but privatizing it. Due to the whole situation, what occurred, which created a lot of issues, the director of SWIMBA is no longer there. There is a new director. They gave out questionnaires to each regional county in those districts to answer questions. I would say probably the state legislators, as they're doing their budget, they will probably be reviewing it. Myself, as a new member, as I look at some of the districts, they're really carved out strange. They're not. Ours in Berrien County touches each other. The other, it would go straight up in Michigan. It was broken up, and there's quite a few districts. I could see the combination of some regional districts, but I think the legislators will probably still hash this out. I think they are working at trying to be more of a partner and a resource center for the future. So we'll see the status of that. That's all for my report.
I attended Southwest Michigan Planning Commission meeting last week. One of the things I did bring a flyer. It has to do with coastal management. The state of Michigan has partnered with Southwest Michigan Planning Commission to look at the Lake Michigan coastline and mitigate hazards. I'll also give one to the drain commissioner since I see him sitting here. That's my report.
The chief elected official meeting that focused on transportation. That's all.
I had Brownfield, as Sharon has gone through everything, I think, on that. Had MAC Ag and Tourism last Friday morning. We had a presentation by M Parks, talked about the trails, and then they're looking at some legislation on parks boards, on changing up how many people need to be on it, things like that. But the legislation wouldn't affect our county. It's like counties under 50,000 people or something like that is what it would affect. So it's CEO on Friday as well. The Planning Commission on Tuesday, and Jim covered what they went over, but what he didn't cover is he's our new chair. So Jim is leading that for the next 2 years.
Yay.
Had the Connexus Executive Committee and Investment Committee this last week, and then tomorrow is the Chamber Breakfast. So some of you, I think, will be there as well. That's it.
I too attended the CEO meeting along with Commissioner Kern and Yarbrough and Harrison, and there were other commissioners that were there. I denote those because that makes up the BCAT committee, task force, whatever we want to call ourselves. There was a debate about that. And I felt like it was a good meeting, and I know that we've had that presentation this morning. Brownfield, along with Commissioner Werfel and Tyler, which have been covered. Southwest Michigan Planning Commission. I think the date on that workshop, it's going to be happening in Bridgman, is March 26th. Is that correct? March 31st. I think the deadline to register might be the 26th or something like that. It's going to be in Bridgman. And the reason I bring that up is it is opportunity for planning to mitigate flooding, to come up with ideas for retention of water in communities that may be seeing impacts from coastal changes. And so there are potential monies for planning. There are potential monies for implementation, for grant applications. And so I just wanted to once again highlight that. I know last week I brought up that there is a discussion happening between the two ambulatory services within Berrien County about what the feasibility would be for consolidating the two operations. They had hired a consultant. There is a public meeting that I had learned about that's happening on March 16th at Corwell in St. Joe at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. I don't have all of the firm details on it. And then the other one would be March 17th in Niles Town, at the Township Hall at 9 a.m. Once I get a little bit more information on that, I'll share that again with the commissioners, only because I think that is of interest as it relates to those emergency responses that happen in our communities. I attended my township meetings, and Commissioner Kern made the spotlight on the village and the work that they're doing with the Disincorporation Commission, both between the village and the township. And so more to come. They have a year to come up with a plan for that. And so I think that they're doing it purposefully, deliberate in the way that they're educating themselves so that they can present firm plans to the public to be able to vote on. That's my report, sir.
I attended the transportation CEO meeting. I think it was very valuable. It was very well attended. And then I began to think today, did people really ask any questions or have any much discussion? It was more of a listening, and that was about might have been about my third meeting and the first time that many of those people had ever come. And then by the same token, no one was there from Takata, from the city of Benton Harbor, from whatever. So I hope we can come together. I don't know how this is going to work. I also attended a Connexus committee meeting. And then once a month, I go to the city of Benton Harbor City Commission meeting. And what I told them about was our treasurer that was meeting at least twice in a number of communities to talk to people about their taxes. And they were very pleased to have that information. And I have something that was printed so they could see what the dates were. That's my report.
Very good, thank you. Did you have anything to add?
I guess I should add that I was at the same meeting Friday, and it was a great presentation as it was today. And just mentioning that along that line, I'm conscious of the timetable that we're on, and will certainly assist in making progress as needed. That's all.
Okay, we're at that point in the show where we have public comments. Anyone wish to be heard? If so, come up to the microphone. Name and town, name and town. Okay, nice hearing from you.
Hager, Pelter. I got a couple of suggestions here, if you guys have listened to me anyway. You know, I went to the courthouse one time. You know, I had to fill out an application for serving on duty or something. You walk in there and the first room is a room for people that come in there. They got a coffee machine, put a couple of nickels in there or whatever. And they got other kinds of machines in there. I suggest you take this room and you let people come in here, you know, to wait for something. Instead of sitting out there, that's not a waiting room. And then one time I came in here and I walked in here and I caught hell. Because I was the first one in here, see. So what I'm saying is, you should have a room where people can wait. Or have coffee. You got the machine over there. Now you ever see anybody go over there and get some coffee? What's the matter with you? This is America. You gotta get the hell out of here. This is a kindergarten room. Kindergarten, children's garden. So I suggest get out of here and then find another place back there, make it a little bit bigger. And what they told me I was too old to serve on their jury. Then they told me, yeah, well, okay, man, nobody picked me. You know, they all looked at my age. I was over 21, whatever.
2 minutes, sir.
So they didn't, what I suggest, get out of here.
Thank you, Mr. Pelzer. Would you like cream or sugar in your coffee?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we can, may I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, thank you so much for stepping away from our protocol. But Mr. Pelzer, I'd like to let you know that we have a coffee room, a lunch room with machines with candy and potato chips and coffee and pop and stuff right on the level where the Register of Deeds. It's a lovely room, and you're welcome to go there. So sometime I'll take you and buy you coffee there. But we have that kind of a room. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
We're so
We have the
behind.
Register of Deeds here to share some important public service information.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. Laura Freeling, Register of Deeds. I am from Lincoln Township. Many times in our office, we hear from folks on the phone or folks come into our office and we have to tell them that you're probably going to have to go start a probate case because they don't have something to transfer the property after a parent has died or after a spouse has died or something of that nature. So to that end, I wanted to bring to your attention, I passed flyers around, so you all should have one, that Legal Aid is sponsoring an estate planning clinic. This is going to be a free clinic for anyone.
Who's that?
They're going to talk about wills, power of attorneys, transfer on death deeds, also known as ladybird deeds. I'm sure they can talk to them about enhanced life estates, any of that type of thing. It's April 10th. It's from 4 to 7, and it's at the Area Agency on Aging. You can register to call Legal Aid to register, or you can just show up. This could benefit so many people. And if an individual qualifies, they can actually sit down with an attorney right there at this event. I think it sounds absolutely wonderful. I'm so glad that they're doing it. I can see how it could definitely benefit the folks that come through our office. So I'm definitely going to promote it. And I just wanted to let you all know about it. Thank you.
Thank you. We have the Drain Commissioner and the Treasurer here. Did either of you have anything you wanted to share? No? We have a young lady in the back of the room. No? Nothing? Okay. Well, I guess that's it for public comments. Anybody have any other business? We're gonna get together next week, but are we doing committee of the whole?
No.
All right, so next week, no committee of the whole. Just come in for your regular committees, 9:15, get started. Ma'am.
Just real briefly, I know that I had mentioned about strategic planning, looking at trying to secure that next date. I've heard from some, not from all, of what dates actually work for everyone. I sent that in an email. If you could reply back, just to let me know what dates are good, what times are good, I'd greatly appreciate that so we can get it on the books.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, will you post notice to amend our board agenda for next Thursday to show just the full board meeting at 10:30, no committee though? Already done? Thank you. See you all next week at 9:15 a.m.
Which room should we?
Finance.
I gotta go.
Need some help?
No, I'm gonna make it back.